Hello, everybody. It's Mr. Thomas. This is S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Thomas Show. You know, you saw the title of this episode, right? I was having a good conversation with a friend of mine earlier today, and we were talking about how things were a little bit different now than they were a long time ago. By the way, this is episode, like I said, episode number 143. Back to what I was saying. We talked about how things were different back then. And we're both middle-aged guys, so of course we're old guying it up a little bit. But I'll be honest with you, even when I was young, instead of middle-aged, which is where I am now, even then, as a young man, I knew, as you saw the title of this episode, that change sucks. Yeah, I said it. Now, I know there's going to be some of you that are going to send me email, or you're going to send me a direct message on Twitter, or you're going to send me and you're going to go, hey, it's Anthony, man. If you really think about it, I love your show, man. I really appreciate what you're doing. But I just want to have to disagree with you, man. I'm going to have to push back on this, man. I'm going to have to say that change doesn't always suck, okay? Because I was working at a job and I made X number of dollars, right? And then I got a promotion, right? And with the promotion came a big raise, man. So that was a change. And that change didn't suck. Oh, it didn't? Okay. You got the increase in salary. Let me ask you a question. Did you go from worker to manager? Well, as a matter of fact, I did. So you are the person that has to listen to all the problems of the people who were in the position that you used to be in. Well, yeah, but the job's new, isn't it? Yeah, the job's new. So you haven't had any real problems to solve yet, have you? Well, what happens when you were once the person who would have to find the manager and bend their ear and complain to them about things at the office, and now you're the person that's about to be complained to? Oh, yeah. Now, I know you make a lot more money. Let me ask you a question. Are your taxes a little more complicated now? Maybe you're in a different tax bracket? Yeah, I'm in a different tax bracket. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Now that the people around you in your life know that you're making a substantial amount more of money, have the people begun to beg you for money for stupid crap? Yeah. My wife's starting to spend like crazy. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Did you buy a new car when you got your new job? Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. Is it a lot more expensive than your old car? Yeah. Are the car payments much more? As a matter of fact, they are. Oh, okay. Do you work in the same office? Oh, no, I work in a different office. It's an extra 45 minutes drive. Oh, it's an extra 45 minutes drive, is it? Is the traffic bad on that drive? Well, no, it's really usually pretty good. Usually pretty good. So you haven't had to deal with bad traffic yet, and you haven't had a meltdown in your office yet, but it's coming. Oh, man, I didn't think about it that way. Oh, man. I think you might be right. Change does suck. Exactly. Change sucks. Usually. Say for the sake of argument, you're overweight and you want to improve your health. You're not doing it for the aesthetics, meaning to impress anyone else. You just want to be healthier. You just want to be more physically functional. You want to be able to do more things. You want to maximize your health and fitness for you and also for the babes. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying. I'm not doing all these crunches for me. Back to the story. Right? But what is the difference between what you're doing right now and what you're going to have to do to get the body that you want? Now, when you're finished, you're never really finished, but when you're fit, it's going to be fine. I'm not talking about the results don't always suck, but the change will suck. What do you have to do? What are you eating right now? What do you have for breakfast? Oh, I have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and a big giant coffee with extra cream and extra sugar, and I have a donut. Well, guess what? You're going to have to stop doing that. Oh, man, I love bacon, egg, and cheeses and donuts and coffee, man. Oh, man, I have to give that up. Oh, all right. Oh, man, it's going to suck, man. Whatever. You're going to have to get up a little earlier and make some oatmeal. Oh, man. Yeah, and if you want that coffee, it's going to have to be black, but you're better off drinking a little glass of orange juice, maybe some water, maybe some green tea. with no sugar in it or, some kind of sugar substitute. That's not as good as a bacon, egg, and cheese, a donut, and coffee with extra cream and extra sugar. Yes, but you've been eating that and drinking that, and, well, what is the result you got? Oh, man, I see what you're saying. Oh, man, well, at least I got lunch to look forward to. Oh, you do you? And what exactly do you have for lunch? Oh, man, I got me like a big burger and fries and a big soda. Oh, really? Well, guess what? You can't have that anymore. Oh, I can't have my bacon, egg, and cheese, my donut, and my coffee with the extra cream, extra sugar, and I can't have my burger and fries and big soda. Oh, man, what can I have? Well, you can have a grilled chicken sandwich on wheat bread with lettuce and tomato. Maybe a little avocado. Maybe a little tomato to the spice, liven it up a little bit. Can't have fries like that. Well, you can have baked French fries, but you really don't want to have that much starch. But you can have maybe some sweet potato wedges, or maybe a small salad. What about the soda? No. Gonna have to replace that soda, sir. Once again, maybe some bottled water. What? My breakfast is gonna stink. My lunch is gonna stink. What? Well, at least I got dinner to look forward to. Oh, you do you? Oh, no. I'm not even going to tell you what I have to have for dinner. Let me guess. I'm going to have some kind of fish and some salad. As a matter of fact, that's right. Something like that. What about the beer? Light beer? Light beer? I'm an American, man. Oh, this is ridiculous. So to get by the way, that's just your diet, which is a big chunk of it. What kind of exercise you doing? Why are you laughing? You don't do any exercising, huh? Well, you're going to have to do that 4 days a week. Well, at your age, 3 days a week. You can throw in the fourth day when you build up to it. 4 days a week working out? What are you going to do? Well, you can do what I do, which is 3 days of total body and 3 days of kettlebell and cardio. Hell no, I'm not doing that. Well, you have to work up to it, and I've worked up to it. I mean, I didn't start out like that, but what you can do is, you have one of those exercise things downstairs. Yeah, it's under all those clothes. Well, pull the clothes off of it and get in there and work out half an hour a day. What? I'm going to work out half an hour a day? Man, I'm going to wake up sore. So I'm not going to be able to eat my bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm not going to be able to drink my coffee. I'm not going to be able to have my donut. I'm not going to have my burgers and fries and soda. And at dinner, I'm not going to be able to have my smothered pork chops. Aha, so you did tell me what you ate. Oh, man. And I got to work out? Oh, by the way, you got to drink about 64 ounces of water a day. Oh, man. Because those beers are empty calories. Oh, man, that sucks, man. This is ridiculous, man. So let me ask you a question now. You figured out that the change in your job is not what you thought it was. And you figured out what your diet is not what you thought it was going to be. And you also know that you have to work out. Those are all changes, and I'm sure those changes are wonderful, right? No, man, those changes suck. Exactly. Because change usually sucks. Ever break up with someone that you didn't want to break up with? Been dumped? Or even if they were really nice about getting rid of you, they got rid of you? Do you realize what just happened? That this isn't gender specific. You have a person who said they like you more than anyone else. So much so they prioritize you. They label you boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other or husband or wife or married partner, life partner. They've labeled you that, essentially telling the entire world, hey, world, this person is the most important person in the world to me, and I want to make it very, very clear. I'm going to wear this ring on my finger, so when you see me and I'm waving my hands around when I'm gesturing to talk, you can see I'm wearing this ring and know that I've found the designated person to officially tell the world is my favorite human being in the world. And not only is this person my favorite human being in the world, that's the only place I'm going to express myself in a romantic way with. We're going to do really, really nice stuff to each other's lap stuff and to each other's other stuff. And I'm only going to do that for that specific person. And that specific person is only going to do that for me. And that's it. That's right. We're even going to live in the same house. We're going to take baths together. We're going to combine our finances. And we may even, probably will, create offspring, or if we can't physically create offspring, adopt a child and raise them as ours. That's how important this human being is. I'm going to do good stuff to their lap stuff, and they're going to do good stuff to my lap stuff, and we're going to put our lap stuff together and try to create someone from our lap stuff. Well, from her lap stuff, even though my lap stuff has to be with her lap stuff to create the stuff that makes the kid, if you know what I'm saying. And that's what you're into. And it's great. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt, if the world is treating you bad today, you can go home and your significant other is going to be there. They're going to hug you. They're going to tell you it's okay. Maybe they'll cook something for you. And even better than that, later on in the evening or right when you come home, you do some really nice stuff to your lap stuff, and you do real good stuff to their lap stuff. You put your lap stuff together and then you do some stuff. Yay. And you come home, and the energy in the house is not the same. Your significant other didn't come bouncing to the door when you came in, or didn't excitingly say your name down the steps or from the backyard. They didn't look up at you and smile. They didn't have that, that smile that they have where they walk over to you and they give you the hug and they slob you down. Maybe they touch your lap stuff and you touch their lap stuff. You're not going to do stuff, but you just want to touch their stuff. You squeeze each other's back stuff. Yeah, right? You say real nice stuff to each other, but they're not doing that right now. Oh, no, 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 no. They got a look in their face. And you've seen that look before. You've been seeing that look for the past 3 or 4 months, for the past 6 months, but it was only flashes of that look. So you didn't think much of it, but now the look is locked on their face. And they say, we need to have a talk. And they tell you they haven't been happy for a while. Yay. And they say, maybe you should take a break. Ooh. And they've already lined up a place to stay with their relative. And they already got suitcases right there. Oh. Wow. Ooh. And you're shocked. And they walk out. And they look back at you. And they don't look back with love. They look back at, I'm glad I'm leaving you, schmuck. They're looking at you like that, like, they have a look on their face with the blah, is what they're thinking. Oh no. Right? And then you remember you haven't done stuff to their lap stuff, and she hasn't done stuff to your lap stuff, and you haven't done stuff to their lap stuff in like 95 days. Yeah, you kept track. Oh. And then you hear the car pull away. You don't know it now, but he will never set foot in that door again. And of course, they also won't do any lap stuff, do stuff to your lap stuff. It's over with. And you wake up the next day, you reach your hand across thinking you're going to, give them a little pat on the backside or roll over and slob them down like that. But they ain't there. And they didn't even bother closing the drawers on their side of the bed. And you know, and it wasn't just, and you realize that the amount of packing they did wasn't just like an abrupt, let me just put this stuff in the bag and have a couple of days to think. Oh no. You realize during the course of the time that you were out of the house that they took everything of theirs out of the house. They didn't take any of your stuff. They didn't do anything mean. They just took every single thing. They didn't even accidentally leave a shoe or a sock or a toothbrush. You know daggone well that this was a coordinated, effective move. You know that they had friends, and their friends knew that they were trying to get out of there. Oh. And by the way, that person's going to take half the friends too. This is not just marriage, even girlfriend, boyfriend, if you've been together for a long period of time, but been living together. Oh. And the days go by. And when she was there or he was there, you knew even if you were having a tough time, eventually everything would go back to normal, and then you'd enjoy each other's company again. One of you would apologize. You'd both apologize. And then you'd go back to having a good time and doing stuff to her lap stuff and him doing stuff to her lap stuff. You knew. Oh, but no. You make a phone call. You don't know whether you're going to even say anything to me. You don't know whether or not you're going to say, please come back, or just try to start a conversation and get an idea of what's going wrong. And you text them and it's left on red, and you pick up the phone and they're always too busy to talk. Right? You hear a male voice in the back and you can't remember whether it was her cousin or a brother or some other guy that's getting to do stuff to her lap stuff, or she's trying to figure out whether it was a lady doing stuff to that lap stuff or whatever, a person doing stuff to that lap stuff that's not you. Oh. You went from in a relationship to not in a relationship. And that's a change. And as I said, that change sucks because change sucks. Now, you may go on to find another significant other that is the best thing since sliced bread. You may be a guy, your woman may leave you, and then you wind up meeting and marrying and have a wonderful life with the best woman in the world, or you could be, or vice versa, or it doesn't matter what the gender is. You can find a significant other that is so good for you that you're going, man, at the time I was crushed that this person left, but then this human being was available and I'm happier than I've ever been. And there's a whole lot more lap stuff with lap stuff, which is even better. This is fantastic. Like I said, it's not about the result, because the result could be fantastic. Just like in the first story where the guy had the new job, he just has to adjust a few things. Maybe talk to your spouse. Please don't spend so much money. I know we're making more money, but let's not go overboard, right? Maybe he finds a way to go, look, I don't necessarily want to drive 45 minutes to this new office. Can I just stay in the office that I was in? I can actually be hands-on with the workers, or maybe I can work from home. Or maybe you can cut down the times I have to make this long commute because the traffic is starting to be crazy. Maybe you can be more hands-on at work and talk to the staff so often that they never build up the kind of problems that make them go crazy and have to chase them down and start screaming at them because the other person's getting on their nerves. At that point, the result is good, the extra money, and now he's adjusted to the point where he can enjoy the extra money without the problems. And like I said, in a relationship, he finds someone who's fantastic for you. So even though you felt crushed when you got dumped, it worked out fine. Sometimes the result is fantastic, but the change sucks. And using the person I was describing who had to lose all the weight and change the diet, I'm going through that process right now. And as I started to change from the crap that I was eating to better stuff, after a while you start to realize, I feel a lot better. And I remember, the first time, well, after I started working out a while ago, the phone rang. I was in the basement. I forgot the phone was all the way upstairs. I trucked all the way from the backyard, through the basement, up 2 flights of steps, grabbed the phone before it stopped ringing, and I was not out of breath at all. Ooh, that hadn't happened in a while at that point. That was a long time ago, but I remember it. Now it's no big deal for me to run up a few flights of steps to grab the phone. Well, actually, I make sure that there's phones on every floor now. I'm not an idiot, but but I can run up the steps with no effort, right? Now, what did I do? I worked out. I changed the way I ate. I stopped drinking soda. I started eating protein. I got rid of this, got rid of that. And I changed this, I changed that. And in the beginning, it sucked. In the beginning, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd look at my gym equipment and I wish it was a human being so I could kick its butt. Because it had obviously kicked mine based by the way I was feeling when I woke up feeling like somebody beat me with a bag of wet nickels. So the change kind of sucked in the beginning. But what was the result? Drastic increase in strength. The ability to run up and down the steps. The ability to, when my grandnephew comes over to visit, I can play with him for long periods of time. And he does do this game where he wants Uncle S to run around chasing him. And he does this thing where he always has to do a freeze ray. He always seems to do that freeze ray when one of my legs is in the air. So I got to stand like that for a while before he decides to unfreeze me. Right? Granduncle S puts him on the shoulder and runs around the house with him. Couldn't have done that before, but I can do it easily now. And if I told previous me, look, if you do this and eat this, you'll be able to play with your grandnephew. You'll be able to run up the steps. You'll be able to do all these things. You'll be physically stronger, noticeably stronger. You'll look younger. You'll feel younger. You'll get compliments from your doctor. That's what's on the other side of this change. Well, the result would still be awesome, but it would still be true that the change would suck. Why? Because usually that's the case. Change sucks. But there is something that you can change that doesn't suck. Like, if you're listening to this podcast and you haven't subscribed, you need to change that. That's the kind of change that's good. If you listen to this podcast and you haven't rated and reviewed it, you need to change that. That's the kind of change that's good. If you have friends and family that you have not told about this podcast, you need to change that. That's the kind of change that's good. And if you repost these episodes on social media and tell people about it and you haven't done it, that's the kind of change that's good. But I'll tell you one thing that won't change. I won't stop appreciating you guys for coming back all the time. I won't stop appreciating all these new people that are listening. I won't stop appreciating the fact that you stuck with me, because this podcast that you're listening to is almost 5 years old. It'll be 5 years old sometime in August. And my other podcast is 9 years old, and I know a lot of you listen to that one too. So even though I'm not on that podcast right now, I'm doing this one for that version of me. I would like to say I appreciate you. So there's one thing that will never change. Me digging you people. And thanking you for digging me. My friends, that has been episode number 143. I will see you again next time. And by next time, I mean Tuesday. As I've already stated, if people don't realize, this podcast is now Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I can see by the numbers that you do know, but just in case someone pops in that didn't know, this podcast is here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Much love to you all, my friends, and I'll see you next time. Take care and thank you.